to talk about how do we pull this all together, and that is interpreting. History is not some master grand narrative passed down from up above. It is actually an interpretation based on your perspective and which evidence you've collected. And a lot of things from media literacy to interpretations of literature to science based on what your experiment is also comes down to interpretation. And so in the 4 Eyes of Inquiry framework, we ask the question of what was the role of women in the West. And if you remember back from the beginning of this slideshow, we asked students to do this at the beginning when they just based it on their textbook. And now they are going to jigsaw their answers together. That's something I've learned to do frequently in my class because I think it's really important to build community learning. Sometimes a group will not do a very strong job representing their woman to the class. And sometimes I will be able to pull that from another group, from another class period, which is also a great opportunity. But it is important to learn from each other and sometimes to include peer review, but sometimes to just look at the information and tell us what can we glean from this that we can construct a better answer for the role of women in the West. So I'd say the thing to think about here is that diverse voices, when we do that in the classroom, it means that students have to learn from each other. There's no way to get the full picture if you're only focusing on one very specific perspective about something. And when their classmates are their authentic audience, that does create accountability and responsibility for students, and that helps them to be future civically engaged citizens who listen to other perspectives and take other people's ideas into account. So think about ways to structure that into your activities in your learning community.